Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking about mistakes when it comes to manifesting and how you can't actually make a mistake when it comes to manifesting, and I'm going to explain why that is. And I'm also going to break down the word mistake using etymology, which I love, as many of you know, because that will help you understand how you cannot make a mistake when it comes to manifesting, so it's nothing to worry about. That's what we're doing today. Stick around. My name's Hedley Derenzie. I'm a qualified life coach, I'm an author, and I am super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our life. So if you want to change any part of your life, then you have to start by changing the story. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then it helps to know how to tell the most amazing stories. That's where these teachings can really help, and that is why I am here. I want to help you to tell the most amazing stories. So if you'd like support with that, I am available for coaching. You'll find all those details below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is the ultimate story we want to be telling. Those details are below as well. And that's about it. Let's get into it. Okay, so today we are talking about mistakes and how when it comes to manifesting, you can't make them. And the reason that I wanted to make this video is because some of you have mentioned in comments and conversations about how you're worried that you've made a mistake where you've reached out into reality and you've done something that you know you shouldn't have done because you are on this journey of manifesting. You have been studying the law of assumption for some time and you did this thing that you kind of went, why did I do that? Why? And then you think that you've made a mistake and you're beating yourself up. And I wanted to remind you that you cannot make a mistake. And I want to explain why that is. Firstly, you're the star of your movie. This is your movie. And all the characters in your movie are you pushed out, always reflecting back what you're doing in consciousness. In consciousness, there are no mistakes. There's just consciousness. Consciousness is everything. And there's all possibilities exist in consciousness, and none of them are right, none of them are wrong, none of them are bad, none of them are good. They are simply states of consciousness that we choose to experience based on where we place our attention. That's it. Judgment of good and bad and right and wrong, that's a physical and kind of a psychological perspective that we take, and that doesn't exist in consciousness. Consciousness, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no good, there's no whatever. There's just consciousness. And in consciousness, you cannot make a mistake because all possibilities exist. All possibilities are here and now, and all we're doing is just collapsing attention onto the one that we want to experience, or we don't want to experience and we're collapsing our attention onto it anyway, and that's what we get. Because we don't know what we're doing with our consciousness, and that's why these teachings are so powerful, because these help us to train us to work with our consciousness and direct it more of what we want rather than what we don't want, which is kind of what most of us do most of our life. I mean, we're manifesting whether we know it or not. But if you end up focusing on something that you don't want, you haven't made a mistake. You've just used your attention to bring in an experience that you didn't want. That's it. Now, as you know, I love etymology because etymology is the study of language in terms of where a word comes from. And where a word comes from is really important because it helps define what that word originally means. Because what happens over time is words lose their meaning. Like a word that was kind of like, let's say, pointing here, over the years, it loses its meaning and it points us over there, and then we lose the value so much in that word and we kind of think it means something else. Those words are signposts. They help move us and point us in the direction of where we want to go. So let's have a look at the word mistake. It comes from mid-14th century, to commit an offense, to misunderstand, misinterpret, take in a wrong sense. Originally, it just meant that we mistook. It comes from Old Norse, mistaka, take in error or miscarry. So when it comes to your manifestation, it just means that there has been a miscarriage of consciousness, of focus. You've taken something that you didn't mean to take. It literally just means we've aimed elsewhere. Now, the judgment around the word mistake, meaning that it was wrong, came another century later after this word was formed. That moral judgment that we now associate with mistakes. Like when you make a mistake, you're somehow wrong. First of all, you can't make a mistake because you can't make a mistake in consciousness. Consciousness creates. That's all it does. There's no mistaking. There's no mistake in consciousness. There's just consciousness and there's creation. So whatever you're focusing your attention on, whether it's what you want or what you don't want, that's what's going to show up in reality. There's no mistake in that. However, when you do find yourself faced with something that you didn't want, and rather than calling it a mistake, or if you want to call it a mistake, you can look at it from those two words, mistake. You've simply missed what it was you wanted to take in the physical form, what you wanted to touch. And all you do is you go back into consciousness and you adjust your aim. You adjust where your focus is. You adjust your story. You adjust your assumptions. And then you hold to those new adjustments long enough for your reality to reflect back the new take that hopefully is the one that you wanted. And you just keep playing with this until you get it right. Like, that's the game of consciousness, is there's no right, there's no wrong, there's just consciousness and what you are putting your focus and attention on. And that's what will get reflected back. So I just wanted to make this video to remind you, you cannot get this wrong. You cannot mess this up. If you reach out and you call your specific person when you're working on creating the new story, doesn't matter. It's your movie. You can do whatever you want. You can reach out into reality as many times as you like. If that's what feels good, if that's what you enjoy doing and you have a great time doing it and the results are favorable and you're having it's awesome, great, go for it. Do that as many times as you need to figure out that actually the work that you're doing is in consciousness. The aim you're taking is in consciousness, and reality has the most amazing and magical way of reflecting back what you're doing in consciousness in ways that you could never possibly choreograph for yourself. That's where we have to take that step back and just let reality show up what we're doing in consciousness. And if it's not quite right, it doesn't have to be wrong. And also, actually, right and wrong simply mean, based on according to the old definitions of the word, right just means straight, wrong means crooked. That's it. There's no moral judgment overlaid on those words. Those came in centuries later. Consciousness is consciousness. You can't make a mistake. You can only create based on what you're paying your attention to. And if it's not what you want, just go back in, have another go, have as many goes as it takes until you get what you want, knowing that you are the creator of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you, assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. This is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share and leave your comments because I love reading them. And if you'd like any support with what I've talked about, you can find more details at my website, youaretheone.com.au. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.